Fungi in the Ophiocordyceps family are generally parasitic. Hosts include smaller animals, insects, plants, and other fungi. For example, Harposporium angululae feeds on nematodes and eelworms. Proboscidium lilacanum grows on nematode eggs, and Tolipacladium ophioglossoides grows on elaphomycetes, another genus of fungi. The Ophiocordyceps genus within this family specifically targets insects.
Carpenter ants, located in South America, are the hosts of Ophiocordyceps unilateralis, better known in popular culture as the zombie fungus. The zombie fungus is most well known for its terrifying ability to control an ant and lead to its death. After the fungus has taken control of the ant climbs to a leaf 25 centimeters above ground, which provides the fungus with the perfect environment to live. It then clamps down onto the leaf so that the fungus can get nutrients and dies. A stalk then grows through the ant's head, which fruits spores, sending them to the ground below to infect other ants. While the fungus is characterized in popular culture as taking control of the ant via its brain, the reality is much more complex and uncertain. New research has shown that the fungus may actually take control of the ant's physical body. Fungal infection occurs when a single cell enters the bloodstream. This cell begins to reproduce, and its offspring form connections to communicate and exchange nutrients. Research has shown that these fungi eventually form complex connections in the ant's body, especially in and around the ant's muscles, but do not actually enter the ant's brain. We're still not 100% sure how the fungus ultimately takes control of the ant. Even though the fungus doesn't physically enter the ant's brain, the possibility still exists that it can secrete neurotoxins from other locations in the ant's body, which affect its behavior. Evidence also suggests that the fungus may actually have methods of physically controlling the ant's movements through its growth of connections in its body, and especially its muscle.
Another insect in the line of fire of the cordyceps are tarantulas. Cordyceps ignota infects its host and begins feasting on its body. The pathogen slowly grows into the tarantula, growing its hyphae and sucking up nutrients. When the spider succumbs, the fungus will release its spores to infect again. A species of cordyceps called Cordyceps militaris is used in some Asian countries as a powerful medicine. It will infect and feed off larvae or pupa from butterfly and moth species, using the organism in its living state for as long as possible until it can finish its life cycle. Studies have been made into the inoculation of silkworms to propagate the fungi for means of commercial sale. Reported benefits of extracts from this species are inflammation reduction, aids in exercise recovery, reduces tumor development, and improving tolerance to chemotherapy. There has been some other scientific study done. One study involving mice showed that this fungus had potent anti-cancer activity in certain situations. The study concluded that cordyceps might have a strong ability to inhibit cancer growth, but this is just one study of many that could or should be done on this fungus.
While Ophiocordyceps has a reputation for killing insects, this is not the only thing it can do. It has evolved to be beneficial and necessary for the survival of some species of Japanese cicada. Cicadas feed on plant sap, which is high in sugar but low in other nutrients, so they have domesticated bacteria that act as dietary supplements. The domesticated bacteria are endosymbionts, which means that they live inside the cells of the cicada and have a mutually beneficial relationship, where the bacteria provide the cicadas with some of the vitamins and nutrients that it is not getting from the plant sap. Cicadas typically have two different types of bacteria, Salcia and Hodgkinia, both of which are necessary for survival. But over 15 different species of Japanese cicadas were found to only have Salcia but no Hodgkinia, meaning that something else must have taken its place. Scientists were shocked to find that the fungi that was helping the cicadas were close relatives of the ant-killing Ophiocordyceps unilateralis that we just learned about, both being within the Ophiocordyceps genus. The cicadas found a way to domesticate it into an essential part of their bodies. It is hypothesized that some of these fungi mutated into weaker strands, which then infected the cicadas, causing mild problems but not killing the cicadas. This could have led to the fungi coexisting with the cicadas, which might have already had some benefits, like increased resistance to viral infections. Hodgkinia tends to split into several daughter species, each of which contain just a few of its ancestors' genes. None can survive on their own, and all are essential to the cicada. If it keeps fracturing, some parts might stop working or even disappear, so eventually it may be unable to supply enough nutrients to the cicada. Unless it finds another source for those nutrients, the cicada risks going extinct. So, it turns to the benign Ophiocordyceps already inside its body, which already makes all the vitamins and amino acids that the cicadas need. When Hodgkinia lets the cicadas down, Ophiocordyceps may have stepped up to the plate. This may not be unique to cicadas, as other scientists have been finding different sap-sucking insects also partnering up with these typically parasitic fungi.
One of the biggest subdivisions of the Ascomycota, a phylum of fungi characterized by the presence of a sac-like asci, are the Sardariomycetes, a morphologically and developmentally diverse class of fungi, most of whom have a perithecium, or flask-shaped fruiting body, where they generally construct their ascus. Among the Sardariomycetes are two families of parasitic fungi, the Ophiocordyceps and the Cordycepitaceae, that target a wide variety of organisms, including nematodes, insects, and other arthropods. One species in the Ophiocordycepitaceae is known as the zombie fungus and takes control of an ant's body, while others in the same family have mutualistic relationships with other insects such as cicadas. Lastly, some of the more deadly parasitic fungi include some species in the Cordycepitaceae who target tarantulas.